Mumbai was a bit challenging in terms of the wicket. The last wicket probably wasn't a 117-run wicket. There's no doubt about it. But I think we've actually done really well as a batting unit over the last year or so, especially in white ball cricket, and even in the 6 or 7 games before that, we've put up some really big scores in one-day cricket. So not too much of a concern. I think the odd times these things can happen. I think Mitchell Stark's bowled really well. Credit to him as well for the way he's bowled with the new ball. I think we just need to find a way to just get through that spell and bat and don't lose too many wickets up front. I think we should be fine. No, I mean, we've not really tried to experiment in the last game as well. It was the idea of playing a left-arm spinner in the last game actually wasn't to experiment. So we're not really experimenting at any stage. I mean, it's just like I said, it's just a combination. I think that allows us that flexibility, just having the likes of an Akshar Patel or a Shardul Thakur, and just looking at the kind of depth that we need with our batting. So it's just a condition-based kind of selection, really. It's not an experimentation, really. So we'll see tomorrow. We'll just see what we think is the best 11 to play to win the match tomorrow. Not think about anything too much and not think too far ahead. Obviously, we don't want to announce our playing 11 right now. But yeah, we'll have a look at the wicket. I mean, it looks a pretty good wicket, to be very honest with you. So it obviously gives us that option. The depth is there in our side. If we go in with that third spinner, then we do have 3 fast bowling options as well. So it gives us those options. So yeah, I think we could play both as well. I mean, we've played Shardul in Mumbai and Shardul in the past, which at number 8, which gives us an extra seam bowling option. So it's just a question of us weighing what we think is more important against which opposition, and how we want to set up our team going into sort of the World Cup in sort of October, November. I think we've got a lot more clarity at the end of these 9 games, irrespective of whatever happens tomorrow. And I think we'll just keep building on that clarity. So like I said, we're kind of quite clear about the kind of squad we want. For us now, it's really just about the different playing 11 combinations and just ensuring that we play different combinations at times, just to ensure that we are able to do that in the World Cup, and we're not surprised by anything in the World Cup. So I think in terms of sort of what we want to take off, we're pretty comfortable. Obviously, it's unfortunate for Shreyas to get injured. Like you said, he's probably one of those guys who we think will bat for us at number 4, and he's been given a lot of time in those positions. If you'll notice, we have stuck to the people in the batting positions that we think that they will play, and just to give them more time in this format, because for 2 years leading into this sort of run, there was a lot of T20 cricket played, and we didn't have a lot of one-day cricket being played. So we've done that, but of course, if there are injuries and things, and we do have options, and not really concerned so much about Surya in a couple of games. I mean, he's got 2 first bowlers against 2 pretty good balls. I think just need to be a little bit more, understanding as well. I think he's also one of the things about Surya is I think he's also learning the 50-over game a little bit. I think the T20 is slightly different, though, even though he hadn't played for India for a really long time. I think in T20 cricket, he had played nearly 10 years of the IPL and a lot of IPL cricket, which is a tournament which is almost like international cricket. We are guided a little bit by the schedule, so I'm not really, I think after the IPL, we've obviously got the World Test Championship. There's a tour of West Indies, and then there's an Asia Cup, and then there are a few one-days, I think, before the World Cup against Australia. So that's about what we'll get. I think with the kind of schedules we have, it's pretty hectic already. It's hard to add on games, and especially that time of the year in India is obviously the monsoon season. It's really our off season, so we're probably not going to get too many more games in our conditions. But we've had the opportunity over the last few months to play in these conditions, which is great. I think coming out of the IPL, I think to a large extent we're pretty clear about the kind of squad and players we want. We've sort of almost narrowed it down to 17, 18 players. Obviously, we have a few guys who are sort of recovering from injuries and might come into the mix depending on the time frame of their recoveries and how long it takes for them to come back. But all in all, I think we're pretty much in a good space. We're pretty clear about the kind of team we want to play in, and hopefully we are able to sort of give these guys who we've zeroed in on as many playing opportunities as they can. If it's in India, that's great. But even if it's not in India, just as many opportunities as we can to build our side. And within our 15 or 16 players, there'll be a couple of different combinations that we'll like to try and see which ones, because it's a big tournament, it's a long tournament in India, and we're playing in 9 different cities, 9 different conditions. So you just want to have that flexibility in your squad as well. Presuming that the wickets will spin in India. We just actually presume that. I don't think the last 2 have spun at all. So you never know what you're going to get at the World Cup. I think, again, it's like I said, even in the league phase, it's going to be 9 cities, 9 different cities for India. It's in October. It's the early part of our season. It's after the monsoons. The wickets won't be as tired as they probably are in tournaments like the IPL and the back end of our summer, or the start of our summer. So I think you just have to get all your bases covered. You've got to have those options if you want to play a wristy, if you want to play 2 finger spinners, if you want to play 4 fast bowling options. I just think you need to have all your bases covered. Obviously, it's I think having a wrist spinner, if he's bowling well, is a huge advantage against a lot of oppositions, against a lot of teams. We feel that taking wickets in the middle overs is important. Wrist spinner probably gives us that chance to be attacking and take wickets in the middle overs, and which is why we've given Kuldeep a pretty consistent run and seen that. We've obviously got Yuzi, who's unfortunately missing out, who's also a really fine bowler.